Redditors who have done something intending to sacrifice their lives and actually survived. What was it like, and what were you thinking in that moment? First of all, this is a story about how my dad probably saved my life. After a weekend of skiing at Kirkwood, we began to drive back home. The drive was only a few hours, but the weather was expected to get worse. I was sitting in the middle seat of a truck with only a lap belt. As we winded down the mountains, the snow got extremely thick and made visibility a joke. All of a sudden, a man appeared on the road waving his arms. My dad quickly corrected and barely missed hitting the man. In the next instant, we came around a turn with a very steep drop-off on one side and a pile of wrecked cars blocking any other avenue of escape. My dad turned towards the mountain and slammed on the brakes. We collided with the cars, making up the tail of the wreck, and spun around in the snow. We finally came to a stop parallel to the car we had just collided with. At this point, we were lucky, and no one was injured badly. The next events happened so fast from my perspective, I could only really understand them in the next hours and days to come. When we began to exit the car, it became apparent that the passenger side door would not open. We quickly shuffled out the driver's side door. Just as we had done moments before, another truck took the blind turn too fast to stop in time. My dad saw it coming, grabbed me, and tossed me clear of the two cars right before the truck impacted ours. My mother and father were still in the space between our truck and the car we had hit when the next truck impacted ours and smashed them between the two cars. My dad, being a bigger guy, took the brunt of the impact and injury. Others involved in the large accident came to help them out from between the two cars. We moved out of danger and waited for help. I was scared and cold and too young to fully understand what had just taken place. The weather was horrible, and it took forever for emergency services to respond. Once the weather turned a little bit, life flights began to take off, and ambulances were taking people in order of apparent injury. A tow truck driver who had come upon the wreck eventually let me sit in his truck while I waited my turn to get off the mountain. I only became aware that my dad was even hurt when I saw him start limping around the area, checking on others and providing what help he could. Finally, after hours on the mountain, it was our turn for an ambulance. At this point, my dad had started having difficulty breathing and complaining about a little pain in his chest. Fast forward to the hospital, my dad had broken all of his ribs and had some internal bruising. My mom had broken her jaw and wrist. Thanks to my dad's quick thinking, I came away with a broken pinky finger. I remember this moment because it was that moment I realized my dad was not Superman and my mom wasn't Superwoman. They could be hurt, but they didn't care as long as I was all right. Miss you, Dad.